So essentially, we are just a spirit, right? Just a spirit, and for the spirit, everything is pure love. It's just existence, creation. That's what we are. Then we come to play, to experience life in a human form. And for that play, we go into different kind of roles. And those roles are like archetypes. They are different, so we can have different experience. So we can be also on a different sides of the same experience. If you are still in that self-exploration journey, when you are maybe confused a little bit about yourself, or overall when you're still discovering who you are, what is your role in the world, what the world is in a relation to you, it's all is like a foundation for anyone's journey. Before you go into that level of service to the world, you have to really understand who you are, really to feel so grounded in yourself, in knowing yourself. So all of the systems can help you with that, and Matrix of Destiny can particularly help you, yes, to see what archetypes are in you, activated powerfully for this particular incarnation, and to help you really learn the positive and negative sides of it, or like the polarity of it, how each archetype can present when in harmony and when in not harmony, when in balance and when it's off balance. Because when it's off balance, yes, it's you're the one who's also struggling, right? If you have any kind of disharmony, disbalance in your life, it's because, yes, internally you have this imbalance, and the outside world just reflects the internal world of yours. So it's particularly helpful to really use those systems to learn your energetic structure, to really learn the structure of your personality for this lifetime. And we are in the matrix, so the code in the numbers and the times where we were born, planets, like you can access those codes and that knowledge through different ways. It's just an access point. It's very helpful. But then, of course, this is self-identification, right? At some point, it can become limiting, and you can feel like you outgrow any system, and maybe, and yes, it becomes unnecessary. You know, you go beyond that. So if you go through process of enlightenment, for example, you don't have any self-identification anymore. Your ego, you see it, you can observe it, but you're not identified with it, right? So any role, you play it, and you just like, it doesn't, you can play any role at that point. Like, any role becomes accessible to you, any archetype becomes accessible to you, but you are playing it without identifying yourself with it. You're actually just playing, you're just being all of it at the same time, and none of it at the same time as well. So systems are very helpful if you're in a process of search. Maybe, yes, if there's some kind of confusion or just curiosity to really know and understand yourself and yourself in the world. Then you bring that personality, that ego structure to balance, and then you can start playing with different archetypes and activate different roles for yourself and come out of like, oh, this is who I am, right? I'm a projector, so I should be waiting for invitation, otherwise you know, like I'm gonna scare people off. Or I'm the hermit in the matrix of destiny, talking about myself. So you know, if I self-identify for the rest of my life that I'm the hermit, and so I do need that cave for myself from time to time. Yeah, maybe I do, and for a certain period of time I might need that. But maybe I can choose to live another 10 lives without it, like completely. If I am in harmony, if I already, you know, really harmonized and balanced that archetype for myself, I understand it. But there is also just internal expansion and awareness at some point can go beyond any role and archetype. I'm not saying I'm there, but I can sense already how it is very possible, and just observing people who are at a certain point of their spiritual journey, that all of this becomes just not relevant anymore. It just yeah, like a code in the matrix or in this existence that you see, but then at some point it just like it doesn't apply to you anymore. And that's in a way, yeah, it's like a, you know, that's the goal, to have the experience, to play all of the roles, to discover it all for yourself, and then release it. So depending where you are in your journey, systems, self-exploration systems can be either helpful or not. But I assume that if you are beyond that point on your spiritual journey, you wouldn't be even watching this video. So if you are watching this video, you probably can benefit from exploring your exploring yourself and the roles and the archetypes, and especially learning what does it mean to be in harmony and how to reach that harmony and balance with them. And then maybe see if you can play with different ones. You know, in the Matrix of Destiny, there's 22 archetypes, and I don't have that many of them in my chart. Primarily, it's the Hermit, the Moon, and Death 13, and the Hierophant. So those are like basically, there's barely anything else in my Matrix of Destiny chart. But now, you know, I started meeting people who carry the absolute kind of very different kinds of archetypes. Like 7, for example, the Chariot, right? Like lots of movement. Comparing to the Hermit, who is that slower energy, moving slow, and also in combination with the Moon, it can be just like, you know, like this very particular energy. Now coming in contact with the energy of the Chariot, with the people who carry that, I also like it. You know, like being in contact with people who carry these archetypes, I kind of like tune into that, and I like it. And I had an idea to just go and play this archetype for myself, almost like, yeah, in allowing myself to go into exploration and putting that hat on. It's available. You know, you don't have to stay in what you are only, but first you have to be in harmony with what is it that your, you know, basic foundation, and you kind of come back to it again and again, as I said, unless you already went through enlightenment, like actually not just awakening but enlightenment. If you're there, then like no identification with any role whatsoever, then it's like a whole different way of living and existence that we probably you know, we can imagine, but really not fully. So yeah, play with archetypes. I hope this video was helpful for you. I particularly enjoyed learning Matrix of Destiny when I came across it, because things started becoming like so like liberating to me about my own qualities. I could see ways how to allow myself to be even more of, myself, yeah, quote unquote, in this particular version of me for now. So I hope you enjoy it too. Let me know if you're interested in going into the journey with Matrix of Destiny deeper, because you can learn it on a superficial level. Just, here's the numbers in my chart, here's what they mean. But you can really have a much, much deeper experience. It's a whole transformation. It's a whole journey with that, where you really come in contact with each archetype. You activate every archetype within yourself. You live through that activation. You journey with it. So you really, have such a deep connection with it. And it's a whole different experience. I had it like a year and a half, 2 years ago, in one of my journeys of learning Matrix of Destiny, because I've been learning it with different teachers. And this particular way of going like really, really deep, activating archetypes has been very, very transformative for me and very special. And things keep coming into my field in a way how I can also bring this journey to people who are interested, who resonate in that, because yes, there is. It's very, very powerful. It can be very transformative. So let me know if you're interested. I'm here. Comment or leave me a message. Also, maybe on Instagram or on my email. theomworld.com is my website. You can find information. So let's stay in contact, and I wish you a beautiful journey wherever you are.